Okay, let's jump right in. Today we're taking a closer look at a pretty exciting reissue from Bandai Spirits.
Ah, yes. The Robot RX-78 NT-1 Gundam NT-1, the Alex.
Exactly. The Alex with the Chobham armor, the Varai A.N.I.M.E version, straight out of, well, a classic OVA, Mobile Suit Gundam 008 year, War in the Pocket.
And it's exciting because this figure really nails that anime look, but with like modern articulation tech built in.
Totally. It's not just another Alex figure. It brings that specific anime design to life, but moves like a modern figure should.
And this one is a general retail reissue. Pre-orders actually started back on July 1st, 2025.
Right, July 1st, so folks have had a chance to jump on that. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Price, release date.
Sure. It's priced at 11,000 Japanese yen. That includes tax. And the release is scheduled for December 2025.
December, okay. And size-wise, how big are we talking?
It stands about 12.5 centimeters tall, so that's roughly 4.9 inches. Pretty standard for the Robot Spirits line it's part of.
Yeah, that line always finds a good balance between, detail and just being a manageable size. What about the articulation makes this one special?
Well, they really focused on the joints. The knee articulation especially. It works together with the calf armor.
Oh, so it moves out of the way.
Exactly. It lets you pull off some seriously dynamic poses, really deep stances, without making the legs look broken or unnatural. Keeps that silhouette clean.
That's crucial for the Alex, I think.
Yeah.
Now, the Chobham armor, that's a big part of its identity. How's it handled here?
It's really well done. It's not just like one solid piece you slap on.
Okay.
You can attach it or remove it in sections. So you could display it partially armored or even recreate those scenes where it ejects the armor.
Oh, cool. Like the scene from the show? Does it hinder movement much when it's fully equipped?
Surprisingly little, actually. They engineered it so it still has a pretty decent range of motion even with the full kit on, which is impressive.
That is impressive. Okay, armor aside, what about weapons? Those arm Gatlings are iconic.
Yep, the ARM-integrated Gatling guns are definitely here. They deploy using interchangeable parts.
Ah, so you swap bits out.
Right, and they've included firing effect parts too, which really adds to the visual punch when you pose it, firing away.
Nice touch. So what else is in the box? Can you give us the quick list?
Yeah, it's pretty comprehensive. You get the main RX-78 NT-1 figure, obviously. Then 4 pairs of interchangeable hands.
Always need extra hands.
And a little deck to store them on. The full Chobham armor set, of course. Then the beam rifle, the NT-1's own special bazooka, and the shield.
All the core gear.
Plus the joints and groups needed for the shield and bazooka mounting, the 2 Gatling units for the arms. And yeah, that set of effect parts we mentioned is a solid package.
Definitely sounds like it.
Okay.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit. For anyone maybe not super familiar with War in the Pocket, what's the story behind the Alex itself?
Right, the lore. The RX-78 NT-1 Gundam Alex. Well, it was an Earth Federation prototype developed late in the One-Year War.
And the NT-1 part. For new techs, right?
Exactly. It was designed specifically for new type pilots. The Federation realized Amuro Ray, the pilot of the original Gundam, was basically becoming too good for his machine.
He was outskilling the RX-78 too.
Pretty much. So the Alex was meant to be his upgrade, something that could keep up with his new type abilities.
So what made it so advanced compared to the original Gundam?
Several things. It had way more thrusters for increased mobility, that revolutionary 360-degree panoramic cockpit screen.
Ah, the full bubble cockpit view.
Right, giving the pilot incredible situational awareness. And then, of course, the Chobham armor. It was this composite armor designed to give it much better defense without weighing it down too much.
But it never actually got to Amuro, did it?
Tragically, no. It got tangled up in combat over at the Side 6 colony and was heavily damaged before it could be delivered. A real what-if moment in the war.
Definitely. So, wrapping things up, what does this reissue really mean for collectors, for fans?
I think it's just a fantastic representation. If you love War in the Pocket or just the Alex design, this figure strikes that perfect balance. It looks just like it did in the anime, but it poses like a dream, thanks to the modern engineering.
It really lets you capture those moments.
For sure. It's less of a statue and more of a dynamic piece you can interact with.
Which leads us to a final thought for you listening. Considering how advanced the Alex was, how different might the end of the One-Year War have been if Amuro had received it when intended?
That's a big question. It could have potentially accelerated things or changed the outcomes of key battles.
Something to chew on. And hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the Alex and want more chats about Gundam models, lore, and everything else in this universe,
Yeah, definitely consider subscribing. We'll be back with more.
absolutely. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive.